Okay, so tonight's lesson, isn't really a lesson. It's going to be do some word problems with me, try some on your own. Because tonight's lesson is all about solving real-world measurement problems. So we're going to have to use some of the skills that we have been learning about to finish some of these. So there are 7 questions on page 199, and there are 7 more on 200. So it's my hope to leave you, I'll do 7 with you and you'll do 7 on your own, but I'm going to kind of spread them out because I want to kind of do some on page 200 with you. Okay, so the ones with hearts next to them are the ones that I'm going to do. The ones with blue circles, 2, 3, and 6, you're going to do, and we will go over them in Math Workshop tomorrow for this page. Okay, so let's start with page 199, the first heart, about Ethan and his string. So Ethan has string that is 6 meters long. Sorry. Trying to make it so we can see this together. There we go. Ethan has 6 meters of string. He cuts the string into 3 pieces of equal length. How many centimeters long is each piece of string? Well, first, we have 1 piece of string that's 6 meters long. We're going to divide it into 3 equal parts. So this is 2 meters, this is 2 meters, and this is 2 meters. Okay, so we're all in meters. But the question wants to know how many centimeters. So if you remember in our chart, it went meters, decimeters, centimeters, millimeters. So every time we move this direction, we multiply by 10. So every time you multiply by 10, you add another 0. Very good. So in this case, you're going to move down. You're at 2 meters, and you need to know how many centimeters. So the way I see it, 2 times 10 again is going to give you 200 centimeters. So you should have 200 centimeters for each string. That's number 1. That's your first heart. All right. Your second heart is number 4 because it has my all-time favorite first name in it. Catherine had a box of rocks that weighed 4 pounds. She put the rocks into 2 bags. So here's a bag, and here's a bag. And we know 4 divided by 2 means that there's 2 pounds here, and there's 2 pounds here. But the question says, what is the weight of each bag in ounces? And if we remember our conversions, we know that 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So if I want to know how much 2 pounds is, I have to multiply 16 by 2. 232. So each bag has 32 ounces. So part of these real-world measurement problems is to really make sure you know what it's asking for. Don't just assume, because they always throw that curveball at you to try to mess you up. So number 5. Grace buys 2-foot piece of yellow ribbon and an 8-foot piece of yellow ribbon at the craft store. How many times as long is the pink ribbon as the yellow ribbon? Well, what do I have to multiply if I have a 2-foot piece of ribbon, 2 foot, and then I have an 8-foot? What do I have to multiply 4 times? I'm sorry, 2 times to get 8. I heard you through the speakers. 4 times. But there's a second question. How many times as long is the pink ribbon as the yellow ribbon? Well, we established that, 4. How many inches of ribbon does Grace have in all? Well, in order to figure that out, I got to know how many feet she has. And total feet is 10. And I know that for each one of those feet, I have 12 inches. So if I multiply that by 12, I get 120 inches of ribbon. Okie dokie. Number 7. So you're doing 2, 3, and 6 on your own, and we will check them in class tomorrow. There is no Google form tonight because you're going to be accomplishing, you need to have your paper tomorrow in class. Hopefully we'll have a better turnout tomorrow, so that we can go over these pieces, and it's your check-in that you watched the video. Jameson ran 1,780 feet yesterday, and he ran 2,165 feet today. How many yards did Jameson run in the past 2 days? Well, let's figure out how many feet first. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so he has 3,945 feet. And I know, and hopefully you do too, how many feet are in a yard? 3, right? So I'm going to take this really big number of feet, and I'm going to divide it by 3. Because I'm going to be having my yards are groups of 3, and I need to know how many yards. So 3,945 divided by 3, because I've got to make this into groups of yards. And my yards are every 3 feet. There's 1 yard. 9 is 3. Bring down the 4. It can't go into 4. Oh, yes, it can, Mrs. Crane. See? Mrs. Crane makes mistakes. Just making sure you're paying attention. All right. 0, bring down the 4. 1, 5. So Jameson went 1,315 yards over the past 2 days. Hopefully you understand that I had to take the big group of feet and break it into the smaller pieces, which are the yards. 3 feet for every yard that you do. Okay, I've got to be quick. So Felix has this dog, and he's kind of a big dog. He's 38 pounds. Number 9 I'm looking at. Felix's dog weighs twice as much as Marcel's dog. So here's Marcel's dog. Marcel equals, okay, so Felix's dog weighs twice as much as Marcel's. So if I know that 38 equals 2m, I have to divide 38 equals 2 times Marcel. Marcel's dog, we don't know. It hasn't told us how much Marcel's dog weighs. So I need to find out 38 divided by 2 is 19. So Marcel's dog is 19 pounds. Felix's dog is 38 pounds. And it wants to know how much more does Felix's dog weigh than Marcel's dog. So first I have to subtract 19 pounds. Half, Mrs. Crane, good. I know that 1 pound equals 16 ounces. And it wants to know how in ounces. So 19 times 16, or carry the 5, 9, 1, 4, 304 ounces. 304 ounces is how much Marcel's dog, Felix's dog, weighs more than Marcel's dog. That had a lot of steps. My apologies. Okay, next one, down at the bottom. A square playground has an area of 900 square feet. What is the length of each side of the playground? Well, there's 4 sides, right, ladies and gentlemen? So each side is equal. So I'm going to divide 900 by 4. 4. Oh, man, I'm tired. Sorry, friends. 2, 5. So each side is 225 feet. Okay, that's not right. So 900 square feet Okay, the way I'm looking at this is I know that I have to multiply one side by another side, and that all 4 sides are the same. So if I were to multiply 2 things by each other to get 900, I'm thinking 3 times 3 is 9. And then I have 2 zeros here. So I'm thinking it's 30 feet. And that's just because I looked at the 9 and I went, what can I multiply together to get 9? And that's how I got that one. Don't be afraid to draw a picture. A rectangular rug has a perimeter of 20 feet. The length of the rug is 6 feet. What is the width? Here you have a width, and then the length, and then the width. So I have 12 feet, and I also have this 2W here, these 2 W's. So I'm going to take away the 12, which leaves me with 8 feet. And I have to split it between the 2 sides. So 8 divided by 2, the width is 4 feet. So the width is 4 feet. Oh, but what did I do wrong, friends? The length of the rug is 6 feet. What is the width of the rug in inches? So if I want to figure that out, all I have to do is multiply by 12, which is 48 inches. 30 feet. Sorry this is so long. If you have any questions or concerns, give me a shout out on the email. No Google form. It's just the 7 blue circles that I have circled here, and you have to have it in class tomorrow. You cannot use a homework pass. Have a nice night.